So as you can see,
oh
what
yes,
has always been the hidden problem in our society, which is the biggest reason why nothing changes, is because we have a government bought and paid for by corporate special interests. Now, is Senator Hawley really serious about this? Do we think in any capacity that he's doing it because he thinks that Lucas Kunz is going to be the Democratic nominee and somehow Missouri's going to flip blue in the U.S. Senate?
He probably has his own agenda, whatever.
Yeah, no, I don't think that's the issue. I think that Josh Hawley, if he is reelected to the Senate in 24, which I actually believe he will be, that he intends to run for president in the not too distant future? 100%. 100%. And he wants to have something that he can run on.
Josh Hawley, you think, wants to run for president?
Absolutely.
Oh my God.
And so, have you heard him talk?
He's just such a little wiener.
Of course, but have you heard him talk?
No.
He talks like he wants to be president. So if you look at this, look at how fucking Ted Cruz talks.
I don't listen to these people.
Mitch McConnell warns GOP senators they'll face incoming if they back Hawley bill to limit corporate giving in campaigns.
So Republican Josh Hawley, who I don't think I've ever thought about regarding anything decent ever, is for whatever reason putting forward legislation to basically undo Citizens United. That's basically what he's trying to do. He's trying to get the money out. Okay, so everyone here, yay, right? Like we're on with that, and people. So this is coming from a Republican. Okay, so let's keep that in mind. And basically, he's being threatened, as are anybody else that's thinking about signing on that, by the Turtle Man, that if anybody dares try to get the big money out, we're coming for you. Which basically means we will primary you, we will get you out.
I have made it.
I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt, and it doesn't mean anything worse than that. But basically, what's incoming is them outgoing.
I have made it very clear since I've been in the U.S. Senate that if anybody steps out of line when it comes to the issue of our corporate money ensuring GOP victory after victory, that you will be removed from our caucus.
Do you know when I see Mitch McConnell, I feel like you remember in like the Thriller video, the guy's arm falls off? That's what I feel like is going to happen with Mitch McConnell any moment. Like his whole head's going to fall off. Like he is like the Walking Dead to me.
Listen, as long as I'm here, as long as I'm breathing, I will continue to control what goes on. I am warning my fellow GOP senators that they could face incoming from the center right if they sign on to Hawley's bill.
Well, and you know what? And I think actually anybody with any smart political sense in this moment who can feel this moment right now would jump on that. Because that's where the winds are blowing. I think that's where the people are going to be on the right side of history. This definitely makes this guy look good. And he sucks.
Whenever the winds are blowing, I am liable to fall over and hurt myself.
So you try to avoid the blowing winds.
Stop rustling feathers and understand that the most important thing that we can do right now on the Hill in terms of bills is to pass unequivocal support for Israel and Ukraine. That is where our money must go, and the people be damned. I will not tolerate any dissent within our party.
So in all seriousness, has anybody else signed on this? Like who has signed on this?
As long as I'm alive, and I am alive, there will be no support for a bill that eliminates corporate money from our party.
And I am sure that there won't be a single Democrat that'll sign on this. There won't be a single Democrat that'll sign on this, just like they couldn't get any Democrats to sign on the letter wanting to know some sort of details about the money going to Ukraine. They couldn't even get a Democrat to sign on the question, maybe we should just sort of, think some things through. So, and seriously, who has signed on? No, seriously, who has signed on this? All right.
There's no one that will ever get close to signing on to a bill that I do not give approval. And why don't I give approval? Because we are not changing the infrastructure of our country as long as I am alive. And I will remain alive even after I'm dead. So there you go. And that's essentially what's going to happen. McConnell will die.
No, his body will still be there. They'll prop him up like a marionette.
But that's what's so much different about the GOP versus the Democratic Party. There really is only one, and it's McConnell. McConnell is obviously you have Chuck Grassley, but Grassley's not in the spotlight the way that McConnell is. Unfortunately, in the Democratic Party, it's a much bigger problem because you have tons of these geriatrics, if you will.
Oh, yeah, no, it's like the home for the aged, man. It's the home for the aged.
Now, do I think that Hawley is doing this specifically for political clout? Yes, I would imagine so. I don't think he's...
I want to see the senators.
Yeah.
I want to see the, like...
Colin, scroll down if
let's
there's any additional
scroll. Like, is there
information,
anything else in here? I want to know, if has anybody else signed on to this bill? Do we even know?
Scroll up for a second. I want to see what the Shum had to say. Hawley told CNN it was a mistake for McConnell to be standing with Senator Schumer in their push to tie Ukraine aid to Israeli funding package. Well, of course. What else is new? Because endless wars.
So Hawley's new bill is called the Ending Corporate Influence on Elections Act, and is aimed at reversing the Citizens United decision. So, like, to me, any person that doesn't sign on that is not then able to ever say they support overturning Citizens United. And I've seen a lot of people running on that issue. There have been many people in Congress that have said they support that. So why, so then who's signing on this? Because I'd sign on that.
Josh, it's funny you say that McConnell better retire in 2028. I'm not a betting man, but I think that the likelihood that McConnell, considering his physical and mental condition at this point, I would be very surprised if he's still alive in 5 years. But that's me.
All right. Are you going to?
So an effort aligns conservative Missouri Republican with many Democrats. Hawley's bill would ban publicly traded corporations from making independent expenditures and political advertisements, and ban those publicly traded companies from giving money to super PACs. In an interview, Hawley defended his bill and said that corporate influence should be limited in elections. We agree. And I think it's wrong. I think as an original matter, I think it's warping our politics. It is. And I see no reason for conservatives to defend it. It's wrong as a matter of original meaning in the Constitution. It's bad for our elections. It's bad for our voters. And I just think on principle, we ought to be concerned.
See, he's coming off looking really good. And I don't know what his district looks like, but this is somebody.
He's a senator.
No. Oh, he's Missouri.
Correct.
Okay. So he's red. It doesn't matter then. So
Pretty
why?
Much. I think it matters because, as I said, I think he intends to
I at least knew he was from Missouri.
Yeah, I think Hawley definitely intends to run for president, and he wants to have something on his record that he can hang his hat on. And let me tell you, no, I don't think he has a height issue.
No,
as far as I remember. But I do think that if he were to get any type of momentum for a bill like this, yeah, that would be something to run for president on, 100%.
Yeah, somebody who has been trying to, if he is really trying, or is he just doing this as a gesture to sort of make himself look good, knowing it really won't go anywhere, and almost in cahoots with McConnell, knowing that he'd be the baddie and that it just won't go anywhere. And then he just comes off looking like he's proposing.
No, I think that there is a contingent of people in the GOP today, particularly the young guns, if you will, like the Josh Hawleys and the Matt Gaetzes of the world, who really don't want to have to be. And here's what I believe, and I believe that this is part of it. I really believe in my heart of hearts that Hawley and Gaetz want the corporate money out because they don't want to have to fundraise. They do not want to have to go to these events and literally suck people off for their money.
I understand that.
They don't want to do it. Who the hell would?
Well, here's the thing, though. If you don't do that, which I agree, then you're having to do the actual work, which is actually do the job and represent constituents, because you have to do one or the other. So if they're willing to actually do the work to maintain their position and maintain, you know what I'm saying? If you don't, you have to have support somewhere. So if you're not going to be swimming in corporate pools, then you're going to need to be doing the job to keep people voting for you. Thanks for watching. If you want to support our mission to transform politics into service, please like this video, subscribe, follow us on social media, and consider joining our Patreon, where you'll get early access to our interviews as well as other exclusive content. Links are in the description. Peace out.